Welcome everybody to this week's edition of Valpo Basketball Weekly, brought to you by Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute. Brandon Vickery with you. And I'm glad to be joined by the head coach of the Valpo men's basketball program, Matt Lotta. Coach, let's talk about a winning weekend at Illinois State. And I think the TV cameras had a nice shot of the emotion that you showed when that second game ended on Sunday. Just what led to that emotion? What made these wins so important for the program this weekend?
Well, look, I've been saying it for a while. I do think we've been practicing well, and we haven't been performing well, right? We had, I think, 4 games in a row there where, we just weren't scoring great. We weren't defending great, but I thought we were practicing well. And so for, us, it was good to have, some success. I wanted our guys to just experience, the results of doing things the right way. And that was the emotion. I think that second game, because, it may be harder to tell watching it online or watching it on TV, but just how tired we were, how little we had left in the tank, and just the sheer will to just keep standing up and keep trying to battle. And, it's something our guys hadn't experienced. We had a big lead. They dwindled it. They actually took the lead, and then we were able to win it in the last couple minutes.
Let's talk about Ben Krikke and the way he played on Sunday, especially bouncing back from a day where he had foul trouble. He was held to 4 points on Saturday, and then he goes off 25 points, 15 rebounds. What stood out to you about that performance?
25 points and 15 rebounds. No, I just thought, says a lot about the young man, right? Didn't play well the first day, and you could tell coming into the game he was ready to go. And it was funny because my wife watched the game after it had happened, and she said, the announcers at the end of the game said, "Hey, biggest moment of the game, and Valpo's got 2 freshmen, 2 sophomores, and a junior on the floor." And I was like, "Holy cow, man!" And then Ben Krikke being able to do that, Donovan, what he did the night before, being as young as they are. I mean, it was awesome to see.
You talk about the youth, but one senior they do have is Aaron Gordon, and he's been in your starting lineup, and he's been providing kind of some vocal leadership, as well as the numbers. The last 5 games have been a huge uptick from what he had done previously. What have you seen from him of late compared to maybe the way he played early in the season?
I just think, maybe he sees a need, to, be a veteran presence, be someone that, can keep a level head. I mean, Aaron is fantastic at not getting too high or too low. I mean, he is pretty even-keeled young man. He's been in college basketball before. He's played in an NCAA tournament. He's been in big moments, and obviously he's got a big-time basketball family. And so I think, just seeing a need, and showing some leadership, showing some newfound aggressiveness on the offensive end. I mean, it's really what our team needed.
I have to ask you about Daniel Sacchi, 8 assists in each game this weekend. By far his best scoring output of the year in Sunday's win. What do you see from him this weekend, and what do you need from Daniel Sacchi for your team?
Well, I thought Daniel, I think he had 16 points in that second game to go along with 8 assists. I mean, he was fantastic, but he was elite defensively. I mean, and look, Illinois State has got some very talented young guards. I mean, they are very talented. And Sacchi took the challenge, and, he was a pest for 2 days in a row. And it was good for him to see, because I know he wasn't playing as well as he wanted to. And so it was good that, he could step up and help us get some wins.
Let's talk about the end of both games. Steve Helm comes off the bench, cold, hadn't played at all in the Sunday game, and hits the 2 biggest free throws of the day in each game. Obviously, it's well known. He's a very good free throw shooter historically. Just what was that decision like in that moment to put him in for those big spots?
I think I looked over at Coach Corr, said, "Should we go with Helm?" He goes, "Yep." All right, here we go. Look, I was asked this after the game. Sometimes, you can be a good free throw shooter, but stepping up to the line and in those moments, it takes a big belief in who you are and some confidence. And I know who Stevie Helm is, and I knew he wouldn't be afraid of that moment. And so it was really special. And it takes a special person to be able to do what he did, and he did it fantastically.
Let's look ahead. Bradley comes in, a rematch last year's title game, a team that has lost their last few games, but certainly posed a lot of challenges and have won the Missouri Valley Conference the last 2 seasons. what do you have to do to be successful against Bradley? What stands out to you about the way they play?
Well, they're very athletic on the interior. Elijah Childs is a super athlete. He's had a lot of success in our conference for a long time. They've got some newer, very talented pieces on the perimeter. They do like to get out and transition. They like to attack the glass. So for us, I think we, again, got to continue to take the right shots for us, which will help us not only score, but be able to defend in transition. We've got to continue to put an emphasis on rebounding, trying to keep those big guys off the glass, and just, play our game. And again, I thought we were more like ourselves, what we anticipated this last weekend. It's a quick turnaround, but we just got to continue to push the envelope, keep getting these guys to believe, keep getting them rest, but at the same time, getting them better and go out and perform.
There he is, the head coach of the Valpo men's basketball team, Matt Loddick. It's Valpo Basketball Weekly, brought to you by Lakeshore Bone and Joint Institute. A busy stretch continues as Bradley comes in at 6 o'clock on Thursday night. The game will be on ESPN3. Follow us on social media or visit valpoathletics.com for all the latest in Valpo athletics. Until next week, this has been Valpo Basketball Weekly.